Hello Year 8. Today we are starting our measurement topic, and today we're going to be learning about Pythagoras' theorem and finding the hypotenuse side. So Pythagoras was a philosopher in ancient Greece. He lived in the 6th century BC and he studied astronomy, mathematics, music and religion. But despite all those things that he did, he is most well known for this famous theorem, Pythagoras' theorem. Pythagoras' theorem works only on right-angled triangles. So you'll see that there should always be a 90-degree angle in the triangle. The longest side of the triangle has a special name. It is called the hypotenuse. The shorter two sides, which are sometimes called the legs, we will be calling them A and B. So in these triangles that you can see here, we have a few right-angled triangles. We're just going to practice labeling the different sides. So we're going to put a H on the longer side, H for hypotenuse, and an A and a B on the two shorter sides. So the two shorter sides are the ones next to the right angle. So in question 1, my right angle here, so A and B will be the two sides next to it. Does not matter which one is which. If you have them switched around, that's okay. The hypotenuse, though, is the one across from the right angle, the longest side over here. So let's try that again in question 2. Next to the right angle, the two sides next to the right angle are the shorter sides, which means that the third side is the hypotenuse. Question 3, the two sides next to the right angle are the A and the B in any order, and the hypotenuse is the remaining side. And question 4, next to the right angle is your A and your B, and the other side is the hypotenuse. Okay, so once we can correctly identify our sides, so here it is again, we have a right angle triangle with our A and our B and our hypotenuse. Pythagoras' theorem, in its traditional form, looks like this one here in the box. If you have the hypotenuse squared, it is equal to the A squared plus the B squared. However, to make things a little bit easier for you, I'm going to rearrange that into two different formulas that you'll see here. If you have a question when you are trying to find the hypotenuse, you want H for hypotenuse by itself in the formula. So what we do in this question up here is we want to get rid of the squared, and the opposite of squaring something is to square root it on the other side. So we end up with this formula. The hypotenuse is equal to the square root of A squared plus B squared. If we are trying to find one of the shorter sides, we are going to let A be the shorter side that we want. And rearranging the formula, you'll have the hypotenuse squared minus the other side squared, and you'll need a square root sign over the top of that. Okay, so they're the two formulas that we're going to be using for the next few lessons. We're only going to be using the first one today, this one. Okay, so let's have a look. Here are our questions. It says, find the longest side for each of the following right-angled triangles. And remember, the longest side is always the hypotenuse. So I want you to do 3 lines of working out. Your first line should always be the formula. H for hypotenuse equals the square root of A squared plus B squared. Then we are going to sub in what the A and the B is. So remember, next to the right angle, the A and the B are these two sides. So we're going to go square root of, A is going to be 6, so 6 squared plus 8 squared. And then the third line is to type that into your calculator to get an answer. So square root 6 squared plus 8 squared equals exactly 10. It is the length of this side, which these ones here are in centimetres, so that will be 10 centimetres. Measurement topic, so we need to try to remember to include our units. So let's do that again a few more times. Next question, question 2, we are trying to find the hypotenuse. So our 3 lines of working are, first step, the formula, H equals the square root of A squared plus B squared. Then, second step, we're going to sub in the A and the B from the ones next to the right angle. So square root of 9 squared plus 12 squared. Third line, we type it in the calculator, which is 15. And this time it's in meters because we had meters on our diagram. Question 3, trying to find the hypotenuse. So first line is the formula, h equals the square root of a squared plus b squared. Second line, subbing in, next to the right angle we have a and b, so it will be 2.5 squared plus 6 squared. Third line, we type that in, square root 2.5 squared plus 6 squared. And the answer is 6.5, and that will be in millimeters. Okay, so we're going to practice that first before we move on to the next type. So you need to complete in your workbook pages 2 and 3.